going on my, yeah. I asked on my Instagram what you guys wanted to learn. You guys were absolutely no fucking help. Turn that shit around. There you go. There we go. Yeah. Feel free to move around, make it look good. Yeah, like I said, absolutely no help. But I noticed that like it was literally like people either want to learn how to like pass the top, or pass guard, or play guard, right? I think that's like a big proponent. So today what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you guys 2 guard passes. It's actually going to be 3, but one's like a minor type of thing that I do that's kind of like a cheat code, so I don't really count it. And then we're going to go over 2 sweeps for my favorite guard, which is going to be the Evo. So in my last tournament, I actually got stuck in guard, which is going to be another one, like one of the things that we're really going to start stressing, right? So whenever we get here, technically Lucas, or my opponent, is going to be in the like attacking position. So exactly, immediately he's going to want to reach up and like start like setting up his grips. So from here, it's like when the action starts kind of going, I always like to grip break and control one sleeve grip here, right? If I can find the sleeve grip, immediately I'm going to pull back my elbow. I'm going to, actually, let's go ahead and switch grips. So I'm going to break my grip. I'm going to hold inside of these, like inside of the stitching. I'm going to hold inside the sleeve. I'm going to pull it back, and I'm going to sit my, like, the blade of my forearm on top of his shin. And as I do that, I sit down and I start opening up his hips. If you notice, as soon as I did that, he kind of turned his body a little bit. The reason I'm doing this is because, like I said, it opens up his hips, and it's going to make basically like, once I start standing up and moving away from him, it's going to like basically just pre-open it, right? Once I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and grab both of his collars, turn my knuckles in, and kind of basically punch his solar plex, right? Now, since I've got this arm isolated and I'm still putting pressure down, this is gonna be the side that I'm gonna stand up with, or at least my first step. So I'm gonna step hard at a 90-degree angle with my left foot, right? Now I'm gonna just kind of propel myself up into this squared up stance, and I'm gonna hit this deadlift posture. As I hit my deadlift posture, this grip will naturally, like I'll just let it go, and I'm gonna step back, and immediately I'm gonna start hooking for his, like the tendons inside of his knee right here, right? So I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna push here. And as you can see, he's just naturally gonna start like opening up. From here, I'm gonna stiff arm down, and now I go from grabbing his tendons to grabbing his actual pants, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and just, you guys can move around, yeah, like whatever you guys wanna do. There you go. So now that I've switched from grabbing his tendons to his pants, I'm gonna go ahead and push it down to the ground and sweep it in between my knees, right? Now I'm gonna let go of his sleeve, and I'm gonna grab his hip here. It's really just kind of helping me land into this knee slice position here. You saw that I was kind of on top of him there. With that little adjustment, it's just because he's not moving. You won't really get stuck like that. I'm gonna land here, and I'm gonna make sure that I staple my knee. I put my knee down, and I put my toes are actively hooking the back of his thigh, and I'm here, right? Now I'm gonna go ahead and move from his hip into an underhook position, and I'm gonna grab the back of his arm. From here, I'm gonna do like a baseball slide out as I pick up his arm and I pin down his other shoulder. I make sure that the back of his shoulder is constantly on the mat as I slide out. And then I just finish here in case of katana. Okay? Woo. Yeah. One more time, guys. So I'm here, boom, someone like in a tournament, they pull guard, whatever. Great, boom. I grab whatever's on my collar, pop. Yeah, we're not gonna go over grip breaks. It's like a whole nother world. I pop the grip. On the same side, I'm gonna pull, and notice how I stay up. I kind of get up and start putting my hips in, elongating the distance between us. I'm gonna pull, and I'm gonna rest my forearm on his shin and start pushing down. Next, I'm gonna gather both of his lapels, punch down on his solar plex. Same side that I've got isolated is gonna be the same side that I step up with. And I always want this big 90-degree angle because it helps me like push forward. If he starts underhooking, it's just like, I've got way more mobility than whenever I do something like this or like this. I can propel up. Like I'm using my knee to its full like extension, power, whatever. So I stand up here, right? I'm gonna go ahead and stand up and put my hips in and let go of this grip. As I go here, I'm gonna grab the tendons inside his knee as I back step out. Once I've got a little bit of leeway, I'm gonna grab his pants, smash that on the ground, and sweep it in between my knee. From here, I'm gonna let go of his sleeve, go into his hip, move into the knee slice position, where I pin my knee down on one side of the mat, and I keep my toes active on the other side. Next, I'm gonna switch from the hip. I'm gonna underhook that far side. I'm gonna scoop his sleeve. I'm gonna pull up, baseball slide, and finish into reverse Casey Katami. Hey, another guy. Any questions, guys? One more time? Since Tyler's late, we're not gonna make him do burpees? That's fine. So one more time from the beginning. I never realized how much talking goes into it. You know what I mean? So we're here, active situation, someone pulls guard, they're gonna naturally grip. Whatever grip is on my collar, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go double, like I grab on the inside of his wrist, and on the outside, I straighten my back out and I pop forward, right? Every time I pop a grip, I never like let go. I've noticed like a lot of white belts will do this. Motherfucker. And like you literally just did the same thing 3 times without like holding anything. So you go here and you now I never let it go. I pull that one back and actually let's switch. So I grip right here, boom. I'm gonna keep this grip. I'm gonna pull and I'm gonna set the inside, the blade of my forearm against his shin. And I'm gonna slightly pull back. You'll feel like a little shift in movement here on his hips. Whenever you feel that, you know it's gonna be a good guard break. I'm here, with my other hand, I'm gonna collect both of his lapels and punch down into his solar plex. Try to keep your guard a little, there, thanks, bro. I'm gonna go here. The same side that I've isolated his arm, I'm gonna step up at a 90-degree angle. And a 90-degree angle, we'll talk about that later, right? Next, I'm gonna go ahead and just rise up with my back leg and then hit this deadlift position. From here, this grip will naturally let go. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the inside of like these tendons right here. And at the exact same time, I'm gonna back step. It'll look like this. Now that I've got a little leeway, you wanna come on this side, Tyler? Now that I've got a little leeway, I'm gonna switch from grabbing his tendons to his pants. I'm gonna punch down, and then I'm gonna shove his leg in between my leg. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just staple like my knee onto the other side of his hip, and I'm gonna keep my toes active on the other side, proactively hooking. Now I can let go of this, and I'm gonna shoot right here into his hip. And then I kind of messed up that step, and then I'm gonna shoot in for this far underhook right here. I'm gonna grab his sleeve, I'm gonna pull up, and I'm gonna baseball slide. Making sure that I keep both of his shoulders flat on the mat as I move here. And it's a little real stop.